everyone, and welcome back to my little corner of the world here in the mountains. February brought slightly warmer weather here, but we've also had a couple of snowstorms as well. Although some days I catch little glimpses of warmer days ahead, for the most part we are still in the deep cold of winter, which is honestly nice. I'm really settling into my routine here. Not putting too much pressure on myself to get much of anything done because there really isn't much to do when there's still so much snow outside. Good morning, you guys. There is nothing better in life than starting your day with a hot coffee next to a warm fire. And it's just been snowing. It is so magical here when it snows. Oh my gosh. I just heard a bird. Okay, so that's been happening lately this past week. I've started hearing the birds again, which is like the best feeling. When you hear a bird for the first time, then you know spring is coming. It's been very quiet here in the mountains. Some days, as the snow is falling heavily, I will lay in bed and read for most of the day. Some weeks this month have been filled with a lot of snow, and then some weeks it will warm up and all the snow will melt away and it will feel like we're close to spring. Earlier this month, we celebrated the new moon, and the stars that night were maybe the brightest I've ever seen. But winter stars are always brighter. And time is passing, slowly and fast all at once. But these days it does feel like I'm just waiting for the snow to melt. Some days I get a lot done, and then some days not much at all. But I guess that's just the theme of February. A very slow and uneventful month here. A couple of weeks ago, the snow fully melted from the ground, and we enjoyed a week of warm, rainy weather. It was a blissful week, honestly. I love the rain more than anything. But of course, last week we had a pretty big snowstorm, and the winter came back with a vengeance. And oftentimes I'll find myself staring out the window and daydreaming of the summer and warmer days. The feeling of standing on top of a mountain with a warm breeze in the air, and the feeling of a cold, icy river on a very hot summer night. It's nice to remind ourselves that in just a few short months, this is what our life will be like. Nothing stays the same. Although it feels like winter is this never-ending time, nature is always changing. We are always changing. So I guess all we can really do is just enjoy what we have right now. Soon we will all be back in the warmth of the sun. So as much as we can, let's enjoy these last bits of the calm and quiet of winter. Okay, so tonight I am making a simple loaf of sourdough bread using some flour that I milled from einkorn berries. I was gone for a week. This was last week at my parents' house, and my starter got a little neglected while I was there, so I'm trying to kind of build the strength back up in it. This week I made a ton of candles using some beeswax that I bought from a local beekeeper. I love taper candles so much. I just feel like burning candles in the morning and at night instead of turning on an electric light is just such a beautiful feeling. Also, beeswax in bulk is very affordable. The cost of 2 of these taper candles is only $1 worth of beeswax versus at the store I buy these for over $10. Okay, so right now I'm just shaping the dough that I was mixing last night. The dough fermented for about 12 hours, and I'm gonna bake this dough in a hot oven for 50 minutes. And I will get a beautiful loaf of bread that I will have tonight with the soup that I'm making. Right now, I am shaping the noodles for the soup. I have eaten so much soup this winter, you guys. I think Logan is tired of soup, but it's the only thing that keeps me warm on these terribly cold, snowy days here in the mountains. Both my mom and grandma made this specific recipe growing up, so it's definitely my favorite soup recipe just because it's so nostalgic to me. I cherish the recipes that were passed down from my grandma, mostly because, in my opinion, she was the best cook of anyone I have ever met. Now that we're more than halfway done with February, I feel like this is the time of year when I am just counting down the days until it gets warm. I am so excited for the spring. I can't even explain. So I've been living here for 4 years now, and this is the first winter that I stayed here all winter. I never left, and I gotta say, I am starting to go a little crazy. This house is 180 square feet, so it's just very small. And it's a small place to live in, like in the mountains, in the snow. It's fine in the summer because I can just kind of walk around and do a lot of stuff outside, but in the winter, oh, it just feels really claustrophobic. Okay, so today I'm gonna start another sewing project to add to my little spring dress collection. Last week I was staying at my parents' house and I found this like really beautiful blue floral fabric. So I'm gonna use that. I haven't really decided yet what pattern I'm gonna use, but I'm gonna do some research right now and try to figure out what I wanna make. Okay, so for this dress, I really want to do like a classic milkmaid style dress. I feel like this style of dress with a tight waist and slightly puffy skirt and puffy arms is just such a flattering look on anyone. By the way, I get all of my ideas for patterns from Pinterest. I feel like it's the perfect place to get inspiration for whatever look you are going for. Also, you guys, look how cute the little flowers are on this fabric. It's so crazy. I got this on sale for $6 a yard, which is so cheap in my opinion. I ended up using 4 yards for this dress, so it cost $24 to sew. So I feel like that's actually a really good deal. Okay, so I'm really quickly going to talk about the sponsor of this video. Thank you so much to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. BetterHelp makes starting therapy easier and much less intimidating for a lot of people. BetterHelp lets you have therapy sessions as a phone call, as a video chat, or even messaging, whatever is the most comfortable version of therapy for you. BetterHelp can match you to one of over 30,000 therapists in their network based on your needs, preferences, and location, which gives you access to a wider range of expertise than may be available in your city. To get started, you just fill out a questionnaire that'll ask you questions like what challenges you're going through and what kind of therapist you'd like. And then BetterHelp can match you with a therapist to help you. You'll be matched with a therapist in most cases within 48 hours. You can schedule therapy sessions at a time that's convenient for you. If you feel like your therapist isn't a great fit, you can switch therapists with the click of a button in your settings at no additional cost. Join over 4 million people who have used BetterHelp to start living a happier, healthier life. Click the link in the description, or you can go to betterhelp.com/Isabel. Clicking that link helps support this channel, but it also gets you 10% off your first month of BetterHelp so you can connect with a therapist and see if it helps you. Any time in my life when I was at a crossroads and I had 2 options and I chose the scarier, less comfortable option, it always brought me to the right place. Fear is really just not knowing what will happen. being in the unknown. But the more we live in the unknown, the more we are open to the universe to bring us to where we're supposed to go in life. I feel like when I surrender and let go and stop forcing things to go a specific way, that is when I am led to the right places. There's a really beautiful quote by Eleanor Roosevelt that says, "You gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look fear in the face." Back in 2017, I was really suffering in college, about to go into debt in order to pay for the next semester. And instead of that, I did the thing that scared me the most. I packed up all my things into boxes and called my sister to come pick me up because I didn't have a car at the time and I knew my parents wouldn't approve of my decision. And I left college with no plan or idea of what I was going to do. Now, I'm not recommending any of you to do that exactly, but that utterly terrifying decision ultimately led me to exactly where I am now, which I am so grateful for. And I could have never planned the life I'm currently living, which is the most beautiful thing about living in the unknown. Life might lead us to places we never dreamt possible. So this is a sign for you to do the thing that scares you, because it might end up being the thing that ultimately saves you. So I've been feeling a little under the weather these days. I wanted to show you guys what I do every week for my hair care and skin routine. And I feel like when I do this, it makes my hair so soft. I start by soaking amla, aretha berry, whole shikakai pods, and some chamomile and rosemary in a pot of water overnight. And then I just simmer that for 20 minutes on low heat and then strain it. Also today, I decided to do a little hair mask, and to make that, I just put 1/4 cup of flax seeds with 2 cups of water into a pot. And I'll simmer that for about 5 minutes until it has formed like a thick gel consistency. And then I'll just lather that all over my hair and massage it into my scalp and let that sit for about 2 hours. And then this is me after 2 hours. I'm just rinsing the flax gel out of my hair as best as I can. And then I'm soaking my hair in my homemade Ayurvedic shampoo. And I'll just soak that for about 2 minutes and then kind of scrub it into my scalp. And I wash my hair about once a week. And after I shower, my favorite daily habit is during these dry winter months to do a honey mask for my skin. I feel like this really helps keep my skin glowing and hydrated when it is super dry and cold outside. Okay, so I'm just finishing up this dress, which for some reason I had a tough time this week motivating myself to work on this project. I think because I chose kind of a confusing pattern with a lot of elastic and ties involved, so it just took a little bit of careful sewing. Also, we have someone visiting this week. People will come stay here with us in the mountains every now and then, and Logan will produce their album for them. And obviously when they're recording, I can't be on my sewing machine in the background because me and Logan share the studio space. So yeah, I spent like a lot of random nights this week working on this dress, but I finally finished it. Okay. I just finished this dress. I'm so excited about how this one turned out, honestly. Look how cute that is. Okay, I gotta try it on. I wanna make this exact pattern for my next project, but do like a shirt and then matching skirt. I think that is what I will work on next week, but overall, I'm pretty happy with how this dress looks. I really like this specific pattern. The sun is setting right now, and I'm just drinking some tea in bed. And the sky is like the most beautiful color of pink. I swear in the wintertime, the sunsets are just like on another level. And you guys, we did it. We got through like the worst part of the year. I don't know, maybe some people like winter, but for me, this winter especially, I really struggled. I'm gonna be honest with you, there were some days when I woke up and I just like didn't get out of bed. It got so cold this year. I would wake up in the morning and I could see my breath inside the house. The pipe stayed frozen for like a month. That was a huge challenge. Just everything about this winter has been a challenge. The thing is, I was going to leave, but Logan is finishing his last year of his master's this winter, and so he couldn't leave. So I decided to stay here, and let me tell you, it really challenged me, but we basically got through it. I mean, the snow is melting, the days are getting warmer, and I'm just dreaming of the sunshine. Though the worst part of winter is over. Although this part of the year is also really a struggle, I feel like, because everything is still dead and you're just kind of waiting for spring, and we're still kind of far away. I don't know. Well, anyways, I hope you guys are having a really good week, a really good month. I haven't seen you all in a month. I can't believe how little I've posted this winter. I was fighting for my survival, okay? It was so cold this year. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a really beautiful week, and I will see you all hopefully next week. Okay, bye-bye. Anyways, you guys, thank you all so much for watching this video, and I will see you all next week. Okay, bye-bye. Take my heart.